Welcome to Module 4 of How to Make Money Online Step by Step. My name is Bonnie Dye, and I will be your training guide for this module. In Module 4, we're going to cover Customer Relationship Management Systems. These are also known as CRM systems. This is also what a lot of people call an autoresponder, which allows you to set up emails ahead of time so you can send them out on a predetermined day to your customer list. We're going to talk about how to use them and where to find them. Also, we'll be talking about making sure you get paid when your customer buys something. The beauty of having an online business is the ability to get paid instantly. We'll talk about shopping carts and merchant accounts. In addition, we're going to be talking about tracking your site visitors. This is a really important part of keeping on top of your online business. We'll also talk about using autoresponders and all the steps for creating a successful autoresponder series. So let's get started. A Customer Relationship Management System, or CRM, is also commonly known as a Customer Management System, with the abbreviation CMS. It's important to have this kind of system because it gives you the ability to have an opt-in box on your website. The opt-in box is the place where your customer is going to put their name and email address. That customer contact information needs to be stored in a place that can be accessed anytime from any place. If your customer's name and email address are feeding through to your personal computer or your office computer, then your potential customer won't be able to sign in if your computer is turned off or otherwise tied up. Also, you won't want to leave your computer vulnerable by allowing other people to access information from it. Your customer needs to have the ability to opt in at whatever time of day is comfortable for them, which is the beauty of having an online business. Your customer data needs to be stored on a server someplace where you can access it from a variety of computers and be able to send messages to your customers. Your customer management system will take care of all of that for you. Also, the CMS will let you set up autoresponders. The autoresponders are the emails that you're going to send to your customers. It's recommended that you keep in touch with your customers at least once a week. Some people believe that 2 or 3 times a week is better. The statistics show that if you only contact your customers once every few months or once a year, they're going to forget that they signed up for your newsletter or that they opted into your website. And when they forget that, there's an increased potential of them reporting you as spam. So it's important to keep in touch with them. Just send out a little message to them once a week. It can be 100 words or so about what's going on in your business. If you've got a new discount sale coming up, of course you'll want to talk about that. Use any kind of reason to touch base, whether it's a tip of the week or any kind of interesting information about your niche. Now, the beauty of the autoresponder is that you can set them up ahead of time. If you want to do a tip of the week, you can sit down one weekend and write out 20, 30, or 40 tips. Then put those all into the autoresponder and tell it to send one out every Tuesday morning or whenever, and that's it. You're done with it. So it's an absolutely amazing technology, and you'll definitely want to use it for your online business. Another reason to use a customer management system is to segment your customer lists. You may have some kind of a seasonal business and only want to send to certain people during the off months, or you may have 2 different kinds of products with 2 different kinds of targeted customers. In either case, your CMS will allow you to segment and send certain kinds of messages or certain kinds of sales discounts to a particular set of customers in your database, rather than sending it to every customer. Along with your autoresponder messages, having the ability to send emails to your lists is one of the most important purposes of your customer management system. At some time during your business career, you'll come across some time-sensitive information that you'll want to share with your customer list. If you've got several hundred or several thousand customers, you wouldn't want to try to send to them one at a time. In fact, your email provider would shut you down if you tried to do that, because on their end, it would look like spam if you're sending the same information to a large number of email addresses. Your CMS system will take care of it and make it easy for you to contact a lot of people at once. All of the CRM systems will provide you with tracking and reports regarding your email campaigns and autoresponder series. You'll be able to see when your email or autoresponder was sent, how many people it was sent to, and if they were received successfully. In addition, you'll be able to see if any emails bounced, which means that the email address was invalid, the IP provider rejected it, or the email box was full. Your reports will also show you how many of the emails were actually opened, how many people and who unsubscribed from your list, and whether there were any complaints reported. If you inserted a link to a website in your email, the report will tell you how many people actually clicked on your link. It will also allow you to know if any of your subscribers forwarded your email to someone else. All of this information helps you to create really effective email campaigns and autoresponders, so you'll want to pay attention to your tracking and reporting areas of whichever customer management system you choose. There are a lot of different kinds of customer management systems available. I'm going to show you the ones that Vicki and I have used and that we like and feel confident with. There may be new ones coming on the market, but you'll always want to make sure that you're using a system that is tried and true, that doesn't have any downtime and doesn't have any bugs or issues or errors or things that go wrong. You want to be able to rely on your customer management system. The first one I'm recommending is called iContact. To find it, you simply go to iContact.com. They actually give you a 15-day free trial when you first sign up with them. After that, it's $9.95 per month to start. Then it goes up from there depending on how many names you have in your customer database. I think it allows somewhere around 200 names in the first level, and as you add more names, the price goes up a little bit, depending on how many emails you're going to be sending out each month. The next company I'll recommend to you is Constant Contact. This company has a 60-day free trial, so that gives you a nice long time to test it out. Their service plan starts at about $15 per month, then goes up into different levels. We were very pleased with Constant Contact while we used it, and we moved away from it simply because we had let the account lapse, and when we got ready for a new one, iContact was a little bit cheaper. But Constant Contact has some features that iContact doesn't have, so it doesn't hurt to check them out for their 60-day free trial at least. Another company we like a lot is AWeber. This is a very user-friendly company. For $1, they give you a 30-day trial, then it goes to $19 per month, plus the increasing levels. One Shopping Cart is really a top-of-the-line CMS, and a lot of Internet professionals use it. The website is simply oneshoppingcart.com using the numeric 1. Their trial offer gives you the first 30 days for $3.95, which allows you to use autoresponders only. After that, the base price is $20 per month, plus you can add on more features. One good feature is their shopping cart. You can set it up like Amazon.com, where people can actually buy things directly from you. One Shopping Cart also lets you set up affiliate programs and digital downloads. It's a little more expensive. I think by the time you add on the features I just mentioned, you're up to about $100 a month. But it's an all-around business system, and definitely worth considering as you grow your business. For years, Internet professionals have talked about the joy of making money while you sleep. To do that, you'll need to set up an automated payment system so customers can order and pay you without any human interaction. This is much easier than it sounds. All you really need to do is set up a bank account so the money can be transferred to you. Then choose a company to handle the online transaction for you. When you make a sale, the automated online system will process the payment from the customer and send the money to your bank. You'll just need to choose a payment system that fits your needs, and if you'll be selling products in another country, you need to make sure your payment system can process that particular currency. Here are a few online payment systems you can choose from. The first system Vicki and I ever used was GoDaddy. You can buy your domain name through them, they'll build websites for you, and you can use their automated payment system or merchant account. As GoDaddy gets more popular, their helpline is getting busier as new customers call in with questions. The helpline reps are always very nice, but the hold times can sometimes be pretty long. Also, GoDaddy doesn't have any currency conversion, which means you can only accept payments in US dollars. This is an easy company to do business with because it's basically a one-stop shop. But if you plan to sell globally, this may not work for you. PayPal is a very quick and easy way to set up a payment account for yourself, and they're easy to work with. One time we had a customer buy some products from us, and when their credit card statement arrived, they didn't recognize the name of our company, so they tried to charge it back against PayPal. PayPal guided us through the process of verifying the sale, and we got it all straightened out without too much trouble. The downside of PayPal is that as your business takes off and you start making hundreds of thousands of dollars, like we all hope we'll do, PayPal will hold some of your money temporarily, just a small percentage of it, rather than distribute it all to you right away. They want to make sure if you have any chargebacks or refunds, they've got the money in their account under their control so they can refund it to the customer. This is their way of taking care of their business and making sure they're able to offer good customer service to all of the people who are using them as a payment system. And you know, it's not a whole lot different from your bank holding a check for a few days to make sure the check is good before they release the money to you. I've mentioned One Shopping Cart already in regards to autoresponders, and they are a really good company to do business with as a merchant account also. If you want to have the ability to process credit cards yourself, you'll need to have an actual merchant account. This usually requires you to purchase a machine you can run cards through. If you do any kind of face-to-face work with customers, or if you do trade shows or anything like that, you're going to need a regular merchant account. These companies take a small percentage of each sale, and the rates vary a great deal depending on where you go. You can check with the bank where your business bank account is set up. The best rate we've found is from Costco, and it's actually worth getting a Costco membership, even if you only keep the membership for a year, just to get signed up with their merchant account. The last time I checked, they had the best rates of any I'd seen anywhere. As your business grows, you're going to want to have your own merchant account. You'll have a lot more control over it than you're ever going to have with an online account. Next, we'll talk about tracking your site visitors. It's important to have a system in place to let you know how many visitors you're getting to your website. This information will let you know how well your marketing campaigns are working and whether or not you're getting a good conversion rate by turning site visitors into buyers. This is vital in deciding how to spend your advertising dollars, as well as how to spend your time and energy. Website tracking allows you to see the total number of visitors that have visited your site. You can adjust the tracking so it shows you the past month, the past week, the past day, etc. It will also show you the number of unique visitors for that specified time period. If I visit your website from an email you've sent, then I go back and look at your site again 2 or 3 times, those extra visits can skew the numbers. So you'll want to always look at how many unique visitors you've had versus repeat visitors. Repeat visitors are a good thing. You just don't want it to skew your marketing numbers and give you the wrong information when you're trying to decide how to spend your advertising dollars. It's also helpful to know where your visitors are coming from geographically, and a good tracking system will do this for you too. It doesn't show you any personal information, so you can't specifically identify them, but it does show you all the way down to the city where they came from. It's very useful information if you're targeting your advertising in a particular way. You'll also be able to know how long the visitor stayed and looked at your website. This is called the bounce rate. The bounce rate is very important for search engine optimization because Google looks at the bounce rate. It's considered a good method of determining whether or not your website is well put together and has good information on it. A visitor is considered to have bounced if they leave the website from the same page they landed on when they came in. If Google sees a lot of people leaving your website too quickly, they'll lower your page rank on the assumption that it's not a good website. It's also going to show you exactly what pages of your website were viewed by your visitors. If you have a series of products, set up each product on a separate web page. The tracking stats will show you which pages were visited and the average time spent on each page. Basically, you're going to know what their favorite products are. In addition, you'll be able to gauge the effectiveness of your sales copy. Whenever a site visitor buys your product, they are said to have been converted from a visitor to a buyer. That's a very good thing because it means you've accomplished your goal. The conversion rate is expressed as a percentage, which is number of sales divided by number of unique visitors. For example, if you have 1,000 site visitors and 20 of them buy, then you would have a 2% conversion rate. And that's about an average conversion rate if you're trying to reach people that don't have any real relationship with you at all. If you just have an ad on the internet, don't expect your conversions to be more than about 2% of all the people who look at your ad compared to the ones that go to your website. The best part about this tracking system is that it's absolutely free. Google provides it for you. The web address is google.com/analytics. Just sign in and click on Access Analytics. Under Choose Website Profile Type, select the button that says Add a Profile for a New Domain. Next, under Add a Profile for a New Domain, put in the exact URL for the page you want to track. It's best to copy and paste them from your actual website. Now this page might look a little confusing, but it's actually pretty simple. All you have to do is copy and paste this programming code into your website, and it even tells you exactly where to put it. Don't worry if you don't know how to do this, or if you're having someone else build your website. Just paste the information into an email and send it to your site designer. It's also a good idea to copy the instructions that describe where the code should be placed. It goes immediately before the body tag on your website, and your programmer will know what that means. Once the code is added to your website, the tracking will start automatically. It takes effect within 24 hours, and you'll then be able to see what your site visitors are doing. This picture shows some of the data and detailed information you'll be able to see. This graph shows the number of visitors I had on this website. You can see how it goes up and down. In this period of time, there were 663 unique visitors and 1,521 page views. That means on many occasions the visitor returned to view the page again. In the middle section on the right-hand side is the bounce rate I was talking about. This shows that 52% of my site visitors arrived and left from the same page. That tells me that 48% of the people who visited this site took the action I wanted them to take and visited other pages of the website. In the bottom right, you can see the map overlay. I want to show you a larger picture of this. You can see there are lots of different shades of green. This shows what part of the world your site visitors have come from. I don't know if you can see some of the very light shades of green, but this shows that we had visitors from all over the United States, plus Canada, Great Britain, Australia, and New Zealand. This website has been visited by people from 67 different countries. When you're on the live website, you'll be able to see even more information by scrolling down. This is another section that shows a more detailed level of where people came from. If you click on one of the countries, you'll be able to drill down through the information until you see the name of the actual city where your site visitor is from. It also shows you how long they stayed. You can see we have 10 pages of data about the countries our visitors came from. Once your tracking system is set up, you'll be ready to start sending an autoresponder series to your client list. One great thing about an autoresponder is that it allows you to start communicating with your new visitor immediately, as soon as they sign in and give you their name and email address. It's known as a set-it-and-forget-it system because you don't have to think about it at all once it's set up and running. You can make changes to your autoresponder messages anytime you want. You can add a new message or edit an existing one. You can also create a new series anytime you want. For example, we have an ongoing autoresponder series that sends out a helpful tip each week. Our information is about something to do with the Internet, but you'll want to create a series around your own niche. Then occasionally, when we schedule a workshop or put some items on sale, we'll create a separate autoresponder series centered around that event. The how-tos of setting up the autoresponder series are slightly different depending on which customer resource management system you're using, but each of the ones we've recommended has a good help system. Now I'm going to show you the secret to creating a good autoresponder series. There's definitely a right and a wrong way to do this, and if you don't do it correctly, you can get yourself in legal trouble for spamming. There are actual federal laws against spam, not to mention the fact that you can lose a lot of customers. They'll drop off your list quickly if they don't like the way you're interacting with them. The most important thing for you to do is always give good content. I've sometimes heard people say they're afraid to give away all of their trade secrets. I can tell you from personal experience that nobody is going to remember them all, and even if they do remember everything you've ever told them, they're not going to implement the information in exactly the same way you do. Now, I'm not suggesting that you give away the schematics for a new invention. That's not a trade secret anyway. That's something that should be patented. What I am suggesting is that if you're a baker, for example, it's okay to tell them that you always chill your dough, if that's something that you do. If you're a landscaper, it's okay to share the name of your favorite plant food or fertilizer. So don't worry about giving away too much information. The more you give, the more they'll appreciate you and want to hear more. The second key to a good autoresponder series is to keep each message short. Nobody has the time to read a long email letter nowadays. Even if it's from someone whose info I really enjoy, I'll skip past the long ones, thinking I'll go back and read them when I have more time. But the truth is, I almost never go back because I have more new information that has come in from someone else in the meantime. Keep each message short enough to get their attention from the very first time they look at it. I like to keep everything on the top half of the page so they don't even have to scroll down at all to read everything. I try to keep my autoresponder emails to about 125 words or less. You just need to send one little tidbit of information to let them know you're still out there and you still care about them and want to communicate with them. Some people believe you can go up to 300 words, but I like the shorter messages, so that'll be up to you. It's really important to make your emails personal. Talk to your target customer in the same way you would talk to a friend. Use personal pronouns like you and I and we. In your writing, say something like, I think you're really going to like this, instead of, many people like this. After all, you wouldn't be recommending that to them unless you thought they would like it, right? You'll get a much better response from your autoresponders when you talk to them as if they're sitting in front of you having a conversation. In the next step, I'm going to show you exactly how to use the autoresponders to get the best response from your customer list. This will keep you from being reported as a spammer. As soon as your new customer opts into your list, you need to start getting them used to hearing from you. Once they're accustomed to getting information from you, they're not going to object at all when you send things to them. I'm sharing with you now a tried and true pattern for communicating with your customers. We refer to day 0 as the day your customer joined your opt-in list. Each message in your series is counted from that day, which means the day after they opt in is day 1. It doesn't matter what day of the week it is or what the calendar date is. The pattern for communicating is this. Send a message a day on day 0, starting on day 0, then on day 1, then day 4, day 8, 11, 15, 18, 21, day 28, and every 7 days after that. The first message on day 0 should be some sort of a greeting, like, "Thank you for visiting my website," or "Thanks for taking me up on this coupon offer." Whatever it is, it's important for you to touch base with them immediately when they opt in. The email you send the next day should just be some kind of a follow-up, just a confirmation that you know they're on your list and that you're going to send them lots of other good information in the future. Follow the sequence of additional days until you get to day 21. By now, you're into 3 weeks of having them on your opt-in list, and they're getting to know you. They've heard from you enough to recognize your company name when it comes through their email, but you haven't sent them so much stuff that they're tired of hearing from you. When they've reached day 21, you can drop it back to once a week. Just send some kind of an update or an advertisement. This method allows you to just keep advertising and just keep doing your marketing and keep letting your articles stay out there and send you customers. And when the customers arrive, they automatically get put into the system without any further work from you. Here's how you'll set up your customer management system. Depending on which system you choose, they're not all like this, but some of them are, so I want you to be familiar with it. The day they opt in is day 0, and the day after that is shown as +1. Then for the next message you send, the one that's going to be sent on the 4th day after they opt in, you'll schedule it as +3, then +4, +3, and so on. This is how the autoresponder series thinks. This next section shows you exactly what kind of content you're going to send. Here's the code for it. G stands for a greeting, C stands for content, and S stands for sell. If you try to sell something every time you send an email to your client list, they're going to get tired of it and drop off your list. They want to hear some really good, useful information from you most of the time. After you've given them good information, then they're willing to buy something from you. So your day 0 message is a thank you greeting. After that, you're going to send content, then you can offer something for sale, and then content, and a sale. So basically, you'll send two messages containing content, then offer something for sale, then 3 times send content, and then offer something else for sale. In this method, once they hit your 21st day, you'll only be contacting them once a week. Of course, you could contact them more than that if you want to, but it's not as necessary once they get used to hearing from you. After the 21st day, you'll be offering them an item for sale once a month. You'll have 3 weeks of content and 1 of selling. Once your list is big enough, that's enough to keep money coming in at a really steady rate. This is the end of Module 4. In Module 5, we're going to show you how to get started with a WordPress website. Until next time, this is Bonnie Dye, and I wish you great success.